part. You can have your say, by the way, as we're discussing not just British films, but specifically Bargee on the Beach. The number to dial, 0800 7833 583. Make your thoughts known to the county and beyond. We should be chatting with Sunjay Kakar in a while. He attended a question and answer session. He was at the seminar all about 25 years since Bargee on the Beach was first screened to the public. We'll hear what he has to say. Well, let's talk more about this film and its significance now. Sunjay Kakar is a freelance journalist who attended a question and answer seminar about the film, and he joins us now. Sunjay, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks very much for taking the trouble to have a chat with us. What is so special about this film?
That's a really good question. I think it was Grinda Chadha's first film, and she didn't think she was going to make another one. So what she said was that she just threw in all the taboos that you could possibly imagine. So domestic violence, mixed marriages, abortions, divorce. It was just like all the taboos that people wouldn't normally talk about. And I think that just became quite controversial, that people were talking about subjects that were taboos that you would try and bury under the carpet. And I think that's what makes it so special, but also that it does it they're serious issues, but they tackle it through comedy.
It's so very human, isn't it? There's a real human side to this, and yeah, some of the language is industrial, to say the least. But actually, you begin to care about these very different characters who are portrayed, and I guess for a good many of us, we don't have much of an insight into their world, and yet very quickly they become friends.
Yeah, and you asked me what was special about the film. Of course, it was filmed in Blackpool Beach, and it was about people that had gone from Birmingham to Blackpool, so it was just outside of the box thinking, just trying to bring something new about. I think one of the characters in the interviews had said, one of the ladies in the interviews had said, that I'd listened to, said that she could identify with driving that bus and driving people away. So the idea that they wanted to see the Blackpool lights. Now, I asked Grinda Chadha what it was like filming in Blackpool, and she asked me if I'd ever been there, and I haven't been.
You've not
and I
been?
said to her, no, and
well,
I said
your
to, I said
education
to her,
isn't complete, you know.
Yes, well, exactly. So I said to her that as a result of seeing the film, I will go and see Blackpool, and that's something that is on my list to do within. If I speak to you in a week's time, I'll have gone. So.
Yeah, so at least it's acted as a postcard, if nothing else, and it's done so much else as well. I guess there is the balance, though, isn't there? You want it to be a compelling drama, so yes, certain things are ramped up. There's a heightened sense of tension and of jeopardy, but also it has to ring true. There has to be an authenticity about it.
Some of the people that you've spoken to have explained how the story or how the film has touched their lives, and also has a ring of truth between the Asian and black communities, so that there's still a lot of more support in people that want to marry from mixed marriages, because 25 years ago the pressure was not, you couldn't really choose your partner as much. It was almost like your partner through arranged marriages was chosen for you. So love marriages are becoming more and more common, but there are still but also marrying outside your community or outside your religion is still a taboo, but less so because there's more support. People that are breaking the mold, I think, was a phrase that somebody used when
yeah, sure. I mean, and there's so much here to unpack. We're going to talk much more as well. I don't know how old were you in 1993, Sunjay?
Oh, I've lost count how old I am. I had a big birthday recently, so I've just turned 50.
So you will remember the impact it had half your lifetime ago, and we shall explore some of that as well in the next few moments. And we are discussing 25 years since the first screening, the first showing of Bargee on the Beach, and its significance still, and the echoes and shockwaves that we felt at the time, and the relevance that people still feel. Sunjay Kakar is still with us, and you were saying it half your lifetime ago was when the film was released, and did you know at the time that something special was happening? Did you get a sense back then?
I remember seeing the film, but I don't think it really hit me until I revisited it and saw it at the question and answer session. I didn't realise it was because I didn't know that the film was about the innocence of ignorance. I think because she was trying to tackle so many taboos all at once, it may be that I missed one when I was younger and just thought about the fact that it was a fun film where the Asian community were going out on a night out to Blackpool, and but it was only when I really analysed the film retrospectively or afterwards, and I saw how many challenging issues. So I think you refer to the strippers,
Yeah.
and that, but through the strippers storyline, they tackled domestic violence because
Mm.
it was only through.
Well, some
Um,
of it is pretty uncomfortable watching, isn't it? Let's face it. And like you say, she poured in everything to have dramatic impact because she never knew she'd get another commission.
Exactly. And I saw her last year, and she did talk about this is slightly off subject,
Mm.
but she has spoken out about racism in the film industry. So, she has gone on to make others, and but her one of her films was Bend It Like Beckham, and she said it took a long, long time for women play football, but in particular, Asian women playing
Mm.
football. So I think there are still. The world's still got a lot of catching up to do, but
Just in
this
closing, though, what is the legacy of this film? Because it is good on a dramatic level. It is good looking at getting to know and identify with women and or family very much to the fore, the generational pull. But what do you think is the legacy?
I think it gives a lot of people support. So when something is happening, you might think it's just happening to you, but because you're doing a phone in today and people are talking about it, and through all this discussion, you have an incredible support network because you can see that you're not alone. And I think that's a really powerful legacy. And also, she's trying to change the perception and raise awareness about some of these subjects. So some of these taboos are less of a taboo, and she has to get credit for that.
Well, I think she is doing here. Sunjay, thank you so much for your time. Sunjay Kakar there with his views.